pops a shot, rotates, toss another toxic babe, as this is going to come down to bare knuckle brawling between these two teams, ladies and gentlemen. Liquid was Sexy Cake against 3, as they will pick up KS. Will he win the fight against Corey? He will. 2 to find. He's gonna find 1, and he's gonna find 2! Liquid to the main stage, ladies and gentlemen, as an exclamation point will be put down for the Brazilians.
What you just saw won the award for Esports Play of the Year 2019, and in this video I will analyze this play and also the intricacies leading up to it. All of this happened in a match that I was actually personally involved in. It was this year's invitational group stage match between Team Liquid and Mockit Esports, and as some of you might know, I was coaching Mockit at that time. Look, that's me. But to really appreciate this play and what it meant, you need to be aware of the stakes involved. 2 days earlier, we had won against Team Liquid in the first match of the group stage, and this rematch decided who was getting into the quarters and who had to go home. We are in the third map of the series, with Liquid being on match point. If we had won that round, it would have gone into overtime, where we could play 2 defender rounds, which is obviously huge on a defender-sided map like Villa. So Liquid needed to win this round badly. Let's look at how Liquid sets up their defense. The bomb site is Statue Trophy, and right off the bat, Liquid doesn't contest the entire left side of the map. And they're also not playing below the site, so it's basically 5 man on site. But at this point their Jaeger has already died in 90. The only oddity here is that Gohan will rotate into Master to contest it after he's done reinforcing. The idea behind our take was to get control of the Aviator Games side, and especially the junction at the top of Red Stairs, because that way you can deny Bandit and Impact Tricks on the statue wall. And then we tried to use that by rotating Thibana and Thatcher over so they can breach the Master Wall and we can pressure the site from 2 different sides. The problem here is that Gohan was contesting Master and Vale was a bit too early, so he dies without us being able to get the refrag. So with Hibana down, we obviously needed to adapt our plan a bit. But we still want to have control of Master, so we can use it late game to push either Statue or Bathroom. At this point in time, we have Thatcher and Ash outside Master, and IQ and Jacqueline landing. But Corey rotates away after destroying the Eveline Master, which in hindsight turns out to be a big problem. The thing is, we didn't know just how hard they were holding Master, and with Hibana down, we can't breach the wall, so there isn't really a point in having 2 players stare at a reinforced wall in Master. So Corey leaving Master isn't really a bad play here, but what is a bad play is that we didn't move the diffuser back to Rips and KS, because now Krine is stuck with the diffuser, and you never want the diffuser to be with the guy who is on his own. Because then something like this happens, and what you can't see on stream here is that Krine died jumping into Master, so now the diffuser is inside Master, and more importantly, Liquid knows that it's there. However, Mockit is still in an okay position here. Obviously, there's no point in trying to recover the diffuser now, but with Corey on Astro Stairs and KS and Rips and landing, we are in a pretty good position to win the round by just getting the kills. It's one of those misleading situations where even though a team is a man up, they are not favored that heavily. And we basically managed to win the round at this point. KS opens it up by pushing into Statue and getting the kill on Gohan, which then puts Zig in a very difficult spot, and after he dies, Nesk is now sandwiched between 3 attackers, so he dies too. But I want to go back to just before the first kill, because I think that here, Liquid gets kinda baited by the fact that they have the diffuser down in Master. Right here, Sexy Cake is in Master guarding the diffuser, and he doesn't even try to go for a refrag, even though he had the chance to do it twice. And it's obvious why he didn't do it, right? It's because he had the diffuser down, but not going for the trade here is a mistake in my opinion. If there were only 15 seconds left or so, it would have probably been the right play, because then, even if Mockit got all the kills on site, they wouldn't be able to coordinate their push into Master, and he could have easily won it with his shotgun. But with over a minute left, being in a 1v3 doesn't sound that great anymore, even if you have control of the diffuser. So this is where the Esports Play of the Year starts. Let's take stock of the situation. It's a 1v3 situation with 45 seconds left. Mockit can't plant because the diffuser is stuck in Master. Mockit knows that Smoke is playing in Master and that he has 1 smoke left. Liquid knows that Cory is an Astro and that Chaos and Rips are in Statue. Obviously, a 1v3 situation with that much time left never favors the guy who is alone, and time is really the deciding factor here. With his shotgun, Smoke is actually in an okayish position against players pushing from Bathroom or from Statue, and again, if there were only 10 seconds left, these doors would have been all he needed to worry about. But because there are 45 seconds left, there is enough time for Mockit to rotate one of their players to master windows, and if that happens, the round is over for Sexy Cake. And Sexy Cake is very aware of that. He knows that he needs to make an aggressive play now in order to win the round. But Mockit are the ones that are not aware of that. As you can see here, Rips is turning away from the master door so he can rotate to the master windows, which is the correct play, but Chaos is holding the angle way too close to the door, and this is exactly the point at which Smoke decides to peek. Chaos should have played a way more passive angle here, waiting for Rips to get to the master windows. Luckily for him, he only gets downed, but this buys enough time for Sexy Cake so that he doesn't need to worry about the master windows anymore. Now he can just play the close angles with a shotgun. Because of a Maestro Cam, he knows that Rips is busy picking up Chaos, so he tries to get back into a shotgun corner, and on the way there, he manages to pick off Cory, and then the coordination between Chaos and Rips isn't good enough, and they walk into the meat grinder with too much space between them. And just like that, Liquid advanced into the quarterfinals as the only LATAM team left, and we were sent home early. In my opinion, it was a very well-deserved award, especially if you consider how high the stakes were. But I personally can't deny that I wish he didn't win that round. Anyways, thanks for watching.